Archangel Michael says, don't try to ignore this. The person you love deeply will never let you know this bitter truth. Everyone expect you know that last night they were, open it quickly. Archangel Michael says, don't try to ignore this. Don't scroll past it. You might not be ready for what's about to be revealed, but you've been chosen to receive it. The person you love deeply, the one you trust more than anyone, has kept something bitter from you. And the shocking part is, everyone except you already knows. Last night, while you were thinking about them, believing in their goodness, they were doing something that would tear your soul apart if seen with your own eyes. A truth wrapped in silence. A lie wrapped in smiles, and this very moment heaven is tearing the veil off. You must read until the end. Because what happened last night was not only calculated, it was prophetic. They didn't think you'd ever find out. They moved through the night thinking their secret was safe. But what they forgot is that you are watched over, constantly protected by divine forces. Archangel Michael stood at the door when it happened. He saw it all. The whispers. The touch. The eyes looking into someone else's soul. They didn't call your name. They didn't remember your love. The person you believed would never betray you emotionally was hiding behind another truth. A different name was being spoken last night. And it wasn't yours. What hurts most is not what they did. It's the fact that they pretended everything was normal afterwards. Heaven sees beyond illusions. Last night they promised something to another person. It wasn't money. It wasn't a gift. It was time. Intimacy. Emotions that belonged to you. You may be wondering what you missed, what signs you didn't notice. It's because you've loved purely, without suspicion, without games, but their energy shifted long before this. Their hearts started preparing to walk away weeks ago. But their bodies stayed close enough to fool you. And when the night grew silent, that's when their actions screamed betrayal. While you were asleep, hoping for a better tomorrow, they were wide awake, entertaining another soul. This is not about jealousy. This is about spiritual treason. Because your heart has been loyal. You stayed when others left. You held on when things got rough. But last night they crossed a line that no amount of apologies will ever fully erase. Even the stars dimmed themselves when the truth unfolded. The clock struck the hour. And Archangel Michael stood in the corner, watching. The betrayal didn't go unnoticed in the realm of angels. This truth will not come from their mouth. They will not confess. They will not look you in the eye and say, "Last night I gave what was yours to someone else." Because they want to keep your heart while feeding someone else's ego. Your silence is their safety. Your trust is their cover, but that ends now. The divine is stepping in to break the illusion. Because when your heart is loyal, heaven doesn't allow lies to flourish around you. Last night was a final warning for them and a final awakening for you. There was laughter shared in the dark. A message exchanged with excitement. A secret ride, a secret drink, a secret night meant to stay hidden from your world. But no matter how they tried to delete the evidence, spiritual truth leaves energy behind. And that energy is now flooding your awareness. Because God is tired of watching your loyalty go unappreciated. Archangel Michael says, "You've cried in silence too many times. You've swallowed your intuition to avoid conflict. But this time, you must rise in truth." They didn't think it was a big deal. They called it just a conversation or just a friend, but your heart knows the difference. There was a shift in their eyes. The way they looked at you yesterday wasn't the same as last week. They pulled away while pretending to be closer. Your love deserves transparency, not manipulation. And that's why heaven is pulling you into this message now. You're not crazy. You're not overthinking. You're not imagining it, there was a witness. Someone who saw them last night and is silently debating whether to tell you. They are close to both of you, but feel torn. Their silence is complicity. But they are scared of being the one who breaks your heart. Still, deep down, you feel it too. You feel that shift in the wind, the shadow in the room. Don't ignore it. Because your spirit already knows, this is confirmation, not a suspicion. I kissed someone else. Or maybe they whispered something that was once sacred between you two. Either way, a boundary was crossed, and the connection had been wounded. You may forgive them, but don't forget who you are. You are a divine soul with a destiny that doesn't deserve confusion and hidden truths. Archangel Michael says, your time for being lied to is over. You deserve a love that walks in truth, not darkness. A love that doesn't flirt with betrayal just to feel alive. Last night was not a mistake. It was a decision. Heaven is calling you to protect your energy. This betrayal is not to break you, but to awaken you. Because for too long, you've given your light to someone who walks in shadows. You were not meant to beg for clarity, you were not born to live in emotional doubt. You are the prize. You are the storm they never deserved to play with. And now, every lie is unraveling. Every whisper is becoming thunder. And every masked smile will be exposed. They may still come to you smiling. They might even hold your hand tonight, pretending everything is fine. But you will feel it, the coldness behind their touch. Because love without truth is just performance. And your soul is tired of watching the show. You want reality. You want loyalty. You want alignment. And that is exactly what the divine is preparing for you. This truth had to break you so the next chapter could bless you. Because you can walk into divine love with betrayal on your back. Archangel Michael says, you are not alone in this. Heaven has your back. They will face what they've done, not just through karma, but through loss. You gave them a safe place, you gave them a pure version of love. But they mistook your softness for blindness. They thought they could sneak around in shadows while standing in your light, but your angel saw everything. And now, the reckoning begins. You may not confront them, you may choose peace over war. But remember, silence does not equal ignorance. You know now. You've seen the signs. And from this moment on, you will stop making excuses for disrespect. You will love yourself louder. You will guard your peace like treasure. Because you are the temple, and they desecrated the altar. Heaven will show you what you need to do next. Don't rush the process. Don't react in anger. But don't pretend you didn't read this message either. This was meant for you. They found you at the perfect moment. Because your heart is ready to evolve into a higher version of love. A love that doesn't lie. A love that doesn't cheat in the silence of the night. A love that matches your soul's worth. You are not cursed. You are being cleared. You are not broken. You are being built. This moment, painful as it is, will open the floodgates to divine elevation. Let their betrayal be your release. Let your next chapter begin with truth, not trauma. Because the person you become after this truth will shine brighter than ever. And those who chose the shadows will never be able to walk in your light again. Archangel Michael says, "Let go and let truth free you." You were never meant to chase after loyalty. You were meant to embody it and allow others to rise to your frequency. If they can't do that, they don't belong beside you. Close the chapter they secretly ended. Walk through the door heaven just opened. And remember, you are divine. You are chosen. You are healing. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. You're not the one who failed. You didn't fall short. You didn't push them away. They chose their ego over your loyalty. It was never your fault. Their actions are a reflection of their own emotional immaturity. You are love. They were lusting for distraction. They touched another soul, but it wasn't intimacy. It was escape. Because your light was too honest, too sacred, you powerful. And sometimes people who walk in darkness fear being seen too clearly. What they did last night was not a random slip-up. It was a test. And they failed. Heaven gave them time to choose right, and they chose recklessness instead. Now you stand at a divine crossroad. One road keeps you stuck in the pain of pretending everything is okay. The other road is harder, but it leads you straight into the arms of destiny. Archangel Michael says, "Don't fear walking alone for a while. Because God is preparing someone who knows how to walk beside you in full truth." Here is another soul watching from afar. Someone who has quietly admired your strength, your beauty, your purity. They haven't said a word yet. Because they saw your heart was already taken. But when this heartbreak releases you, their energy will come closer. They are not here to heal you. They are here to witness the healed version of you. A love built not on secrets, but on sacred alignment. So go sell. Don't try to fix what was divinely broken to remove you from harm. Let the old version of you die, so the new one can rise like fire from ash. You are transforming. This truth, though bitter, is refining your spirit. The chains that once held your love hostage to a liar are being cut, one by one. They didn't expect to lose you. They thought you'd never find out, but now, their shadow stands exposed under divine spotlight. And you're no longer the same. You are rising with every word you've read. You are waking up to your highest self. Let them wonder how you knew. Let them sit in silence, fearing your wisdom. Because your glow now terrifies those who thought they could control your heart. What they did last night has consequences. Maybe not immediately. Maybe not outwardly. But inside them, the seeds of guilt are beginning to grow wild. Because heaven always collects its debts. And betrayal is the spiritual debt they can't run from. You may never see them pay it, but they will. Don't go back. Don't reopen that door just to feel something familiar. That house of lies has already been condemned by the divine. You deserve a love that doesn't confuse you. A presence that doesn't cause you to doubt yourself. You deserve answers before you even ask the questions. Archangel Michael watched the entire moment last night. And with his sword of truth, he cut through the veil they tried to hide behind. Now you see clearly. Now you are armed with divine knowing. Every word they'll try to use to defend themselves will sound hollow. They might cry. They might kneel. But your spirit will no longer bend for drama disguised as love. This message came to you because you're strong enough to carry the truth. Because you're ready to stop begging for a connection that already abandoned you emotionally. You are free now. And your freedom is terrifying to those who thought you'd stay trapped forever. Let them feel your absence. Let them drown in the silence you once filled with affection. Because you were the blessing. Not them. They gave their energy to someone else and lost your soul in the process. You don't owe them, Cloyer. You owe yourself rebirth. And now, rebirth is here. The pain you feel is labor pain. You are birthing a new era for yourself. A new season. A chapter without lies. A chapter without pretending. A chapter where love is sacred again. Remember this. You don't need to explain your decision to anyone. What your spirit knows, it knows for a reason. You saw the signs. You felt the energy shift, and this message came to confirm the truth you already sensed in your bones. No more settling. No more lowering your standards to avoid being alone. Your future self is begging you not to stay where betrayal has already made a home. Archangel Michael says, tonight, stand under the moon and release their name. Let the night carry your pain to the stars. Cry if you must. Scream if you need to. But don't stay silent. Don't hold it in. You were never meant to suffer in silence for someone else's deception. This is your permission to let go. To stop shrinking just to fit inside someone else's lie. You were meant to expand. Dreed. Ibijurid. A divine union is coming. But it could not come while your heart was shackled to someone who did not value it. Now that the chains are breaking, the real connection can enter. But only if you heal. A leaf you walk away from what you now know is poison wrapped in perfume. You cannot drink from the same cup that betrayed you and expect peace. Your destiny is too sacred. Your gifts are too powerful. Your love is too divine to be wasted on someone who can't match your spirit. To breathe deeply. Wipe the tears. Stand tall. You are not broken. You are blessed to know. Because many live blind for years. But you were given truth in divine timing. What happened last night was their choice. But what you do now, that's your power. And the power will rewrite your entire story. They may still try to manipulate. They may act like they are innocent. But you don't need their permission to believe your intuition. You are not paranoid, you are not crazy. You are finally awake. And that, beloved soul, is the most dangerous thing for people who live in lies. Because an awakened heart no longer accepts crowns. It demands the full feast of love, loyalty, and light. If they truly valued you, they would have honored you when it counted. Not after exposure. Not after getting caught. But before temptation ever reached them. They failed that test. And heaven took notes. Now, the angels are realigning your path. You may feel lost. But the truth is, you've just been found. And now, the new journey begins. Final word. What happened last night was meant to awaken you. What they did was meant to be revealed, and this message was divinely timed to reach you at your breaking point. Because now, you're about to break free. No more illusions. No more wondering. You have the truth. You have your power. You have Archangel Michael beside you. Let them go. Let them miss you. Let heaven handle the justice. And you wise. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. They'll say it didn't mean anything. They'll swear it was just a moment and just a mistake. But what happened last night was not meaningless. It was clarity wrapped in pain. Because the person you saw as your forever was secretly giving pieces of themselves to someone else. Not just time, but energy, touch, laughter. Moments you thought were sacred. Moments that belonged to you. And while you sat in the dark, hoping, praying, loving, forgiving, they were with someone else, unbothered, unaffected, unfaithful. But heaven saw. And heaven spoke. And now, you know. Let the grief cleanse you. Let the truth purify the parts of you that still wanted to believe otherwise. Because this is not a punishment. It's a revelation. Every time they said I love you but their energy said otherwise. Every time your gut twisted but they called you insecure. Every silent red flag you ignored. All of it ends here. The war memorial torture, no more feeling second place while being told you're number one. This is your exodus from manipulation. You don't need to get revenge. You don't need to scream. You just need to walk away with dignity and divine knowing. Because one day when they see you smiling again, when they see someone else holding your healed heart with gentle hands, they'll remember the night they ruined everything for nothing. And it will haunt them. Not because you wished it, but because that is the price of betraying a divine soul. They had gold and chose glitter. And now the gold is gone. Every prayer you ever whispered when you were hurting is being answered now. It doesn't always come wrapped in comfort. Sometimes the answer is brutal clarity. Sometimes it's the harsh truth that sets you free. And this is one of those moments. Archangel Michael says, you didn't lose them. They lost you. Because in the realms of light betrayal carries weight. And what they did has already begun collapsing the spiritual bridges between you. There's no going back. Only forward now. Let your tears water the soil of your rebirth. Because from this ending, a more powerful version of you is being born, one that doesn't beg to be chosen. You don't compete for attention. You don't fight to be treated right. You are the divine prize. And your presence is earned, not abused. The love you gave wasn't weak. It was the highest form of grace. And they misuse it. Mocked it. Mishandled it. But now their access is revoked. Heaven has closed the door, and when heaven closes a door, even hell cannot pry it open again. They will come back. They will pretend to care again. But by then, you will no longer need their apologies. You'll be too busy blooming. Too busy healing. Too busy receiving a love that doesn't lie in the dark. The universe has seen enough. You've done your part. You stayed loyal, even when it hurt. You loved them, even when it drained you. But now, the divine loves you too much to let you keep sinking. This exposure. This heartbreak. This devastation. It is your spiritual rescue. You are not drowning anymore. You are rising. You are remembering who you are. You are divine loyalty. And those who cheat kings and queens lose their place in the palace forever. Archangel Michael says, you are being reassigned. You are being protected. You are being positioned. The angels are working behind the scenes now. You may feel alone. But you are surrounded. You may feel lost. But your soul knows exactly where it's going. This pain will not last forever, but what it teaches you will transform everything. You will learn to trust your intuition again. You'll learn to never beg for honesty. You'll learn that real love never hides. And you'll never again question your worth. Let this betrayal be your rebirth. Let this heartbreak burn away the illusions. Because what's coming next is pure, radiant, and holy. Soon, you'll meet someone who speaks your soul's language. Someone who won't flinch at your depth. Someone who chooses you loudly, proudly, endlessly. They won't need to lie. They won't have to explain away red flags. Because their heart will match yours. But they cannot enter your life until the residue of this pain is cleared. That's why you're being called to release. To finally let go of someone who only held you halfway. You were never asking for too much, you were just asking the wrong person. And now you're ready to ask God instead. Ask for clarity. Ask for healing. Ask for what's already yours in the divine realm. Truth. Peace. Love. The one you thought was forever was only a stepping stone. A painful teacher. A catalyst to awaken your real strength. So take a breath. Not because you're okay. But because you will be. And soon, joy will come again. Not just the smile on the outside kind. But the deep, soul-anchored joy that comes when you're aligned with purpose. When you're no longer fighting for someone to see you. Because you are already seen by the one who created you. By the angels who guard you. And by the future that's racing to meet you. This is not the end of your story. It's the end of a lie. And the beginning of your liberation. There will come a day when you look back at this and smile. Not because it didn't hurt, but because it set you free. And now, your freedom is more important than their approval. Your truth is louder than their cover-up. And your destiny is waiting. So walk toward it. Heart wide open. And don't look back. Let's close this divine script with strength and love. You gave them the chance to be loyal. They chose deception. You gave them your light. They used it to hide in shadows. But now, you walk in your own divine light, no shadows. No secrets. No shame. Archangel Michael says, don't try to ignore this. Because the person you love deeply will never admit what they did last night. But the truth has already reached your soul. And now, you're ready. Not for revenge. Not for confrontation, but for transformation. This is your spiritual turning point. You are never going back, you are moving into the version of you they never expected. The version they can't touch again. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. You've come too far to return to what nearly destroyed your spirit. You've cried enough over someone who couldn't even cry for you. You've sacrificed too much for someone who didn't even protect your name when you weren't in the you. Not out of punishment, but preservation. Because a sacred soul like yours deserves to be watered, not drained. And though your heart may still crave their comfort, it's only because the trauma bond is louder than the truth right now. But soon, that will fade too. There's nothing left for you in the place where the betrayal happened. The energy of that night still lingers in their space. And whether or not they admit it, they know you know. Your soul is starting to tremble. Not because you screamed, not because you raged, but because your silence now speaks the loudest. They underestimated your spirit. They thought they had you forever. They thought lies could hold you longer than truth could free you. But Archangel Michael stood behind you the moment you read this message. He watched your spirit break and then rise again with fire in its chest. The next version of you will scare them. Because this virion won't chase. This version won't ask, won't beg, won't try to understand. You already understand. You understand that loyalty is not something that can be faked, even by the smoothest words. You understand that love is not proven by promises, but by presence. You showed up. They disappeared. You remained honest. They became a stranger in your own story. And now, you become the author again. Heaven has watched enough. The betrayal has echoed through the spiritual realms. What they did in secret has been judged in light. This isn't about punishment. It's about realignment. They are no longer allowed to access the most divine parts of you. Because what they did last night shattered the bridge of divine trust. They may try to act normal around you. They may speak sweet words again. But what's broken cannot be unseen, and what's revealed cannot be rehidden. Archangel Michael says, the truth is out now. You are free. Let their silence be your answer. Let their fake smiles be your closure. Let the whispers behind your back become the wind beneath your wings. You are not here to fight for space in someone's distracted mind. You are not here to prove you're worthy of staying. You are the storm they should have protected. Now they will feel the void you once filled. Now they will remember every moment you were patient, even when you were in pain. But it will be too late. And heaven made sure of it. They touched another soul last night. But they didn't just lose your trust. They lost their place in your story. They thought no one saw them. But the angels saw. They thought they were clever. But God doesn't blink. Not even once. What's coming for them is not yours to witness. You don't need to stay and watch them unravel. The divine takes care of its own. And you, beloved, are now being called into divine elevation. Let the cords be cut now. Let the soul ties snap and fall to the ground. Let their memory evaporate from your bloodstream. It's time to purify. Time to cleanse. Time to rise. You are not what they did to you. You are not what they failed to see. You are not the version of you that loved them anyway. You are the chosen. The marked. The rising. You are light in human form. And you are being reassigned to a better frequency. The one who heard you will regret it. They already do, but ego keeps them quiet. Sooner or later, they'll speak. But by then, your soul will be unreachable to them. You won't answer. You won't respond. Not because of pride, but because of peace. You'll be living in a different spiritual climate. One where truth breathes freely, where love feels like calm, not chaos. They had their chance. They danced with deception. And now they must live in the echo of your absence. Archangel Michael says a new guardian is being sent to you. Not just to protect, but to witness your next era. You'll feel this presence soon. In the form of peace when you least expect it. In the form of new love that won't need to lie. In the eyes of someone who would hide their phone. In the arms of someone who makes you feel seen fully, deeply, and truly. Someone who will betray the silence of midnight. You will trust again. Not because they convince you, but because they'll walk in the truth you prayed for. You're not being broken. You're being reforged. You're not being abandoned. You're being delivered. Delivered from soul brainers. Delivered from those who kiss with lies behind their teeth. Delivered from those who held you only when it was convenient. The divine is removing what can no longer stay on your path. Because your next chapter doesn't involve secrecy. It involves elevation, celebration, rebirth. The person you love deeply may never confess. They may carry the secret of that night to their grave. But God already revealed it. You don't need an apology. You don't need proof. You have divine confirmation. And that is enough. Don't return to what God is removing. Don't delay your healing waiting for closure that will never be honest. You are not waiting anymore. You are walking forward. This script now becomes your sword. Every word a cut against every illusion. Every paragraph a shield from returning pain. You are rising. And the betrayal they hope to hide becomes the fire that purifies you, they lost you. And they won't find someone like you again. Because people like you don't just love. They transform lives. And once that light is gone, even the brightest rooms feel dim. They will learn that the hard way. But you'll just shine brighter. They will remember you. Not just when they are alone, but even in rooms full of people. Because no one will match your essence. And no one will love them like you did. Fully, honestly, completely. They will look at others and search for you. But your light cannot be recreated. It was rare. It was sacred. It was once in a lifetime. And last night, they traded it for a moment of thrill. A weak decision made in the shadows. And now that shadow will follow them everywhere. You, on the other hand, are stepping into clarity. Your soul has been crying out for truth. And now you have it. Painful, yes. But honest. And honesty is the beginning of freedom. It breaks illusions. It clears the fog. It realigns the path you strayed from in the name of love. Archangel Michael says, truth is a divine weapon. And you've just been armed with it. You may feel broken now. But your broken pieces are falling into new alignment. You are not who you were when this message began. Each paragraph cut through the veil. Each sentence peeled away their lies. Now you stand stripped of delusion, but draped in divine protection. They touch another soul. But they can never touch you again. Not the new you. Not the wise you. Not the you that no longer believes words without actions. The next time someone holds your hand, it will be with honor. The next time someone says I love you, they'll mean it with their soul. Because the next time will be sacred. Not selfish. Let this be the last time you cry for someone who didn't cry for you. Let this be the last time your chest aches for someone who laughed with another in your absence. Let this be the last time your tears are wasted on apologies that never came. Instead, cry one final time for release, for goodbye, for cleansing. And then rise like a phoenix from ash. Like the chosen soul you are. You are not a victim of love. You are a survivor of illusion. And your healing begins now. You'll soon feel peace again. Not the kind that comes from distraction or silence. But the peace that settles into your bones because you know you're finally aligned with the truth. No more double meanings. No more secret texts. No more strange behavior masked as stress or just friends. But they did last night close the contact. The soul tie is broken. And heaven has released you for what was never meant to last forever. Archangel Michael says, the cords have been cut. Your freedom is here. Your future begins now. When your heart is this pure, the universe doesn't abandon you. It rearranges people, places, and timing to protect your path. And right now, the path is clearing for divine love, not deception. You may be alone for a season. But solitude is not emptiness. It's restoration. And in that stillness, your real blessings will begin to arrive. You'll start noticing things. Butterflies where months there was tension. Dreams becoming clearer. Music speaking your story, because the divine always confirms what it reveals. And now, your life will begin to reflect your worth. Not the version they reduced you to, but the highest version you're becoming. Someone is coming who will light. Someone is coming who will make you guess. Someone is coming who will stay even after midnight. And know your love was real. They'll realize what they lost. And that realization will never leave them. But you will leave them in peace. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. No revenge. No drama. Just ascension. Let them live in the echoes of your absence. Let them hear your silence louder than your love ever was. Because what's coming for you is so much greater than what they walked away from. So breathe. Feel the pain. And rise with it. This is not your end. This is your divine beginning. The next chapter of your life will not include betrayal, confusion, or heartbreak. It will be filled with purpose. With peace, with presence. Because the version of you that allowed hidden truths to stay buried no longer exists. The version of you who begged for love had been replaced with a version who is love. You are now the version of yourself that no longer tolerates crumbs. No longer silences your intuition. No longer breaks yourself just to keep someone else whole. Archangel Michael stands beside you still. Sword drawn. Light glowing. This is your time. Your breakthrough. Your awakening. You were made for this moment. You were chosen to see the truth so you could finally walk in it. Let the old story fall away. Let the betrayal rot behind you. Let their name become a lesson, not a longing. You are no longer fighting for love. You are being prepared to receive it without lies, without fear, without pain. The past is now a closed portal. A betrayal has served its purpose. And now, beloved, your soul is being returned to itself. This is the final line of your rebirth. You are not here to chase. You are not here to convince. You are here to receive what is already yours in the divine realm. And what is yours will come, it will stay. It will never make you question your value again. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. They'll see your glow again, but not up close. They'll remember the sound of your laugh, but only in memory. They'll scroll, stalk, wonder but never again touch the energy they once took for granted. You're not the same. This script didn't just give you a message, it shifted your entire vibration. You're now walking in a new realm of self-respect that their presence can't follow. They lost the privilege of being close to you. And no amount of regret will return what they destroy. Because once the divine says enough, no begging can reverse the sentence. The door is sealed now. Not by you, but by heaven. Because your destiny was calling too loudly to let you stay imprisoned in lies any longer. You cried over someone who wasn't even loyal in silence, you waited for words that never came. You hoped while they played. But now, the game is over, the mask has dropped. And you, beautiful soul, are finally free. The silence you give them now is sacred. It is not emptiness. It is strength. It is not avoidance. It is survival. Because silence speaks truth louder than explanations ever could. You don't owe them another conversation, you don't owe them your understanding. You gave chances. You gave grace, but now you give distance. Archangel Michael says, you don't need to worry about what comes next, because it's already blessed. What's ahead of you will not ask you to shrink. It will not require healing from pain you didn't cause. It will only ask you to be your full self, unapologetically. The kind of love coming next doesn't come with betrayal. It comes with transparency. It comes with depth. It comes with certainty. They will speak your name with pride, not secrets. They will protect your heart, not gamble with it. They will see what the last person was too blind to cherish. You are divine. Not because of what you've been through, but because of what you refuse to become despite it. You didn't let pain turn you cold. You didn't let betrayal make you bitter. Instead, you let it build you. And now you rise. Not as the broken one, but as the awakened one. A chosen one. A protected one. A beloved. So if you still feel pain in your chest, breathe. A ache is not weakness. It's a sign your heart still feels, still beats, still believes in more. And there is more coming. The universe will not leave you empty after exposing this truth. This pain made room for the blessing you've been waiting on. What's coming will kiss the parts of you that were hurt. You will honor the parts that were dismissed. It will stand beside you without conditions. You were loyal to someone who wasn't even loyal to themselves. That's not shameful. That's sacred. You kept your word even when they broke theirs. And now the universe will mirror that energy back to you tenfold, in career, in love, in inner peace. Because loyalty never goes unrewarded in the spiritual realm. And disloyalty, it always carries its own burden in silence. You are no longer in mourning, you are now in ascension. What they did last night will never be undone. But what you do next will echo for lifetimes. You'll break generational cycles with this clarity. You'll raise your vibration so high that betrayal can no longer breathe near you. They'll talk about you, they'll wonder who you became. They'll realize you were the one that got away. But by then, your name will only exist in the chapters of their regret. This is where your new book begins. Not chapter 2. Not a continuation. A whole new book with no returning characters. The pen is in your hand now. And heaven is your ink. Write boldly. Love sacredly. Choose wisely. You've earned this new beginning with every tear they never wiped. With every doubt they ignored. With every night you went to bed feeling unloved. When you were the most loving soul in the room. Archangel Michael says your heartbreak was not wasted. It was documented in the heavens, and it became your passport to elevation. They thought they ended you. But they only pushed you deeper into your purpose. Now, every lie they told becomes a brick in your throne. Every truth you ignored becomes a sword in your hand. And every part of you they tried to dim now glows brighter than the sun. You're not the same person who started this message. You're wiser. Heavier with truth, but lighter in spirit. You survived. And now you thrive. Let them be haunted by the night they betrayed you. Let them remember your kindness when the world turns cold. Let them see your face in every loyal person they failed to connect with. And let them realize they had everything. And they threw it away. Final divine release. They did what they did. You now know. They can deny it to the world. But they cannot deny it to heaven. The angels documented it. The night holds their secrets. And the light holds your future. From here forward, you are unstoppable. Unshakable. Untouchable. Let your soul exhale. Let your spirit rise. Let your heart bloom again. This time in fertile ground. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. With contributions of up to $1.20. Now you understand why it had to happen, and now you see it clearly. The betrayal wasn't your breaking. It was your becoming. You weren't discarded. You were delivered. Delivered from a false reality that was keeping you below your divine level. They were a chapter. But you are the book. And this book is still being written by the hands of the divine. You may feel the echoes of that night for a while. You may still wake up remembering how it felt. But slowly, the ache will lessen. The memory will shift from pain to power. And one day, you'll thank that night. Not for what happened, but for what it unleashed inside of you. A version of you no longer afraid to walk away. No longer addicted to illusion. No longer willing to suffer in silence. That night they chose another. That was the night the universe chose you. That was the night the veil dropped. That was the night heaven activated your next chapter. And no shadow of betrayal can dim what is now divinely lit. They can't reach you now. Their words no longer land. Your attempts to rewrite the truth will find your ears. Because you've been elevated out of range. Archangel Michael says, your name is being whispered in heavenly places. Your soul is being recalibrated. Your blessings are being released. Not because you asked, but because you endured. Because you stayed pure, even when everything around you was polluted. Because you believed in love, even when you weren't receiving it. And now you will receive love on a level you've never imagined. This love will not be confusing. It will not live in secrecy. It will not come with betrayal tucked behind text messages. It will walk boldly into your life and declare you are it. No hiding. No games. No delay. But it will come only after you completely release what once broke you. So the final piece is yours to do. Let go. Not for them, but for you. Let go of the fantasy, let go of the potential. Let go of the version of them that never existed. Because the one who betrayed you wasn't a mistake. They were a mirror reflecting every part of you that still needed to be healed. And now, with this message, you've looked in the mirror long enough. It's time to walk away from the reflection and become the light. You are ready. Ready to be loved without begging. Ready to be chosen without question. Ready to be seen without having to shrink. The pain carved out room in your spirit. Now the joy will fill it. Where tears once felt, laughter will echo. Where silence hurt, peace will sing. Where betrayal shattered, truth will rebuild. You don't owe them your reaction. You don't owe them your forgiveness yet. All you owe yourself is freedom. Freedom to walk away. Freedom to cry. Freedom to start again with eyes wide open. Let this be the last time you explain your worth. Let this be the last time you bend your standards for love. Let this be the last time you question your knowing, because this is no longer survival. This is ascension. And now, the tables turn, the energy they used to betray you is returning to them in full. The confusion they placed on your heart now sits heavy in theirs. They don't understand what they lost, but the universe will show them. Through the absence of your loyalty. Through the echo of your laughter. Through the shadow of your love, which now belongs to someone else. Someone who earned it. Archangel Michael says, they had a diamond and chose gravel. Now their hands are cut, bleeding with regret. But the diamond has already been retrieved by higher hands. Your value didn't decrease because someone couldn't see it. Their perception never defined your worth. The only mistake was allowing yourself to forget who you are, even for a moment. But you remember now. And that remembering is your resurrection. This is the last page of the betrayal chapter. A book closes. The pain folds into memory, and your crown is waiting. You wear it now. Not for revenge. Not for pride. But because you survived the fire without turning to ash. You rose. You glowed. And now you lead. Through the healed heart. With divine clarity. With the protection of every angel that hovered near you when you felt most alone. And now walk forward. Don't look back. Don't wait for closure. Don't read the lies hoping they'll change this time. You have your truth. You have your light. You have your calling. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. This final message stands sealed by the divine. The betrayal has been judged. The pain has been repurposed. The cycle is now closed. Oh! Reclaim your joy. Reclaim your voice. Reclaim your peace. Let your life be the loudest answer to their silence. Let your love be sacred. And never hidden again. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. They will feel it. Not just once. Not just sometime, but forever. The moment they realize your energy is no longer accessible, it will hit them like thunder in silence. They'll scroll your name. Replay your memories, and see the divine rising that happened the moment they broke what couldn't be replaced. They lost you in one night. But they'll grieve you for a lifetime. Because what they touched wasn't just a person. It was a prophecy. A soul written into this world with divine intention. They mishandled a vessel of light. They fumbled a gift most people pray for. And now, heaven has locked the gates behind you. You're untouchable now. Not just in body, but in spirit. No fake apology can reach you. No half-truth will ever soothe you again. You've seen behind the curtain. And the illusion has shattered. Here is someone watching you in the spirit. A guide. A soul from your lineage. They witnessed the betrayal. They stood behind your bed the moment your heart broke. And now they are speaking your name before the throne of God. They are asking for justice. Not to harm the one who hurt you, but to fast-track your divine reward. Because you didn't choose revenge. You chose release. And that choice moved things in the heavens. Archangel Michael says, there is movement in your favor happening right now. Documents will align. Unexpected favor will arrive. Names will mention yours in rooms you haven't entered yet. Because when the chosen one is wronged, the divine does not remain silent. And beloved, you are the chosen. The betrayal put you. But destiny caught you. And now you are standing in a frequency they'll never access again. Let them stare. Let them wonder. Let them hear about your elevation and taste regret in silence. But don't look back, because even glancing backward is a disrespect to the divine glow you've become. You are no longer attached to the timeline where you were betrayed. A version of you has ascended. Now your aura glows with knowledge. Your footsteps echo with power. And every breath you take is reclaiming your throne. The world will feel your return. But not as the broken one. Not as the silent sufferer. You return as the authority over your peace. The one can make you doubt yourself again. And no one will ever get the chance to lie to you twice. Because your soul now speaks louder than your emotions. You've been recalibrated. Refined. Rebuilt. And soon rewarded. You will laugh again. Not because you forgot. But because your healing became louder than your history. You will love again. Not because you're desperate. But because you know what true love does and doesn't feel like. You will stand in front of mirrors again. Not questioning your reflection. But bowing in reverence to the warrior you've become. They can never reach this version of you. No matter how much they apologize. No matter what words they say. They only had access to the version of you that existed before the truth. But now you walk with angels. Now your path is holy. And any step backward would be betrayal. Not of them but of yourself. So protect your light. Speak when needed. But let silence carry the weight of everything they did say until it's too late. There will be no revenge. Because heaven already handled the scales. There will be no bitterness. Because your joy will be too full for darkness to find space. There will only be elevation. A new table. A new tribe. And this time not everyone gets a seat. You've learned. You've grown. You've seen how betrayal operates, and now you know better. Archangel Michael says it's done. The karmic cycle is over, the soul tie has been severed. The test has been passed. Now step fully into what is yours, take your place in the divine story written before time. This was never about heartbreak. This was about unlocking the part of you that can't be manipulated again. You are not just healed. You are crowned. And as the world watches you rise, let them wonder how you're glowing after what happened. Let them try to copy your peace. Let them whisper your name in envy, never knowing what it costs to get here. But you know. Heaven knows. Your ancestors know. And that is enough. What they did last night will follow them. What you do today will elevate you. Do not look back. Do not reach out. Do not carry what you've already outgrown. This is your time. Your light. Your unstoppable path. Walk in it. If you wish to express your support further,